Hey everyone in the YouTube world, welcome to my Flying Wheels YouTube channel and flipping $400 into a Ferrari, where I took an initial investment of just $400 and I bought a car, cleaned a car, sold a car. Bought a car, fixed a car, cleaned a car, sold a car, until I now have $35,000. And you've been watching me all the way along through this whole process, and the end goal is to eventually buy a Ferrari, which I think there is one somewhere back there. But that's not what we're doing today, because we only have $35,000. We need to find something in here that we can purchase with just $35,000. And there are so many cars. And I'll tell you what, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a teaser. I'm shooting this intro after the day is over, so I already know what I bought. You don't, but you wanna make sure to stick around, because I can guarantee you, you are never going to guess what I bought. And we have to get it home. I'm in Virginia, I live in New Hampshire. We have to figure out how we're gonna get it home, if we're gonna drive it, and if it's gonna make it. So make sure to stick around through the whole video. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. This is flipping $400 in a Ferrari. Let's get going. So we're gonna walk into the auction, and I have to figure out what we can buy for $35,000, but not just what we can buy, what's sellable. I mean, I can buy anything for $35,000, but that doesn't mean I can make any money. And the idea is to buy something and make money so we can move towards our Ferrari. So let's see what we can find in here that's actually sellable for $35,000. Now here's the other problem too. In our last video, German and I each bought a car, and German actually bought 2 cars, which means we had to fix, clean, and sell 3 different cars, sell them at different times, and then figure out how much money each car made. So the Crosstrek, my car, sold, made a profit, net profit of $3,895. Your Volvo XC70, that was the dud. We sold it at auction with a negative, a loss of $155, which really isn't that bad. The 07 Outback, that is a total profit of $2,575. It got really confusing, and that's why it took so long to come up with another Ferrari flip series, because the numbers were so messed up. It took me a long time to get everything ready and organized and put back together. And now we have $35K, so I just want to buy something for $35K and move on. I don't want multiple cars that we have to fix, clean, and sell. It's just too much for this series when we're already running a business. I know what I want. Come here. This Viper, I want. The problem is I get too attached, and then I'm going to want to keep it and add it to my collection, and I don't need to be a collector. I need to be moving this stuff, and that's probably more than $35K, but you know what isn't? The one right behind it. This is an 01 Viper, but the problem is somebody cleaned it up. This car would be a lot cooler if it was just yellow, but it's probably in our price range, so I'm actually really interested in this one. Cool thing about the Viper, so I have a 94 RT10. Basic car with a crazy engine. I have a canvas top that's a real pain in the butt to take off and put in the trunk, and I don't have door handles. My car literally has no door handles. It's a zip-up vinyl window, and I unzip it to reach in to open the door. This car, they finally redesigned the door handle. So this right here is your push-button electronic door handle for the next edition Viper. All right, I don't like old cars. I do like that. I don't like old cars because they're just unreliable. It's a really hard market to find people that want something specific like a Jaguar. I don't know anybody that's gonna want a Jaguar, and I don't know anything about Jaguars, so I don't know what to do with it. Same thing goes for hot rods. Now this, on the other hand, is something I wouldn't mind hanging on to, because I already have one that we're already hanging on to. Okay, I have it. Follow me. This right here is a 2007 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 convertible with, I think it has super low miles. This is probably gonna be in my price range. Now the GT500 started to dip a lot. I mean, you could buy them for like 24, 25 grand a few years ago. Now the market's back up and they're 30 to 32 again. I think this one has low miles, so it's probably gonna be even more than that, but we have 35 grand to spend, which means we can possibly buy this GT500 and I hope sell it for a profit. Let's check this car out.
Love the channel, bro.
Thank you.
I love that Mustang video. That was crazy.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like that. Thanks. Unfortunately, this car has like 500 original miles on it, and the glue dries behind this vinyl, and it sags. And it's the same as that door right there. All right, this is cool. way out of our price range, but maybe a long-term goal. This is not just a Jeep Gladiator. This is a Cummins turbo diesel, an eco diesel in a Gladiator. This is a diesel Jeep Wrangler Gladiator. No way I'm going to be able to afford this thing, but look at how nice it is on the inside. All right, this is confusing. I don't know what we're going to end up with. I don't know what I want. I don't even know what prices are going to be. And there's a whole auction out here of regular cars. We're talking trucks and SUVs that have no rust because we're below the rust belt. I can buy regular cars, which is probably a smarter choice, and then bring them up north and then sell them up north. I don't know what we're gonna do. Let's go into the auction and find out what we're gonna end up with. So this right here is a 56 T-Bird, similar to mine, but also significantly nicer. I have never seen mine with the top down, and I gotta say, I love it. This car is a keeper. Now I'm curious to see what this sells for at a classic car auction.
Master's already been upgraded, and so has the sound system. Has a Continental kit and factory wire wheel style covers. Can't beat this one.
Guys, be 60,000 out of 70,000, going to be 70, 69, 50,000 out of 70,000, going to be 50.
I love that I own one of these now. I am so pumped that that's going to
be 40 grand, 40,000. 40,000 without the rest of you guys, and 40,000 going to be 40, 30.
So here's Marty's 35 Ford. This car is super cool because there's so much history in it. Look at the shifter up high. This car, I'm actually curious to see what he's going to get for it. He's hoping for 30 grand. It's at 25 right now.
Somebody get 25 grand.
The problem is, who wants a 35 Ford? That is such a niche market, and you have to be, what I assume, an older person to want that car.
It's gonna sell. I ain't bleeding about now, fine, by now, fine, by now, fine, my soul. $24,000.
512.5. 515 if you want it. 515,000. Is the reserve off on this car? Is this car for sale? Reserve is off. Car will be sold when it get done.
This car is going to sell. Plus an 8% buyer's fee. Remember that.
515 online if you want it once. 515 twice. Last call at $515,000. Sold $512,500.
$512,000 plus an 8% buyer's fee. So add that. That would be close to 50 grand. Here we go. That's the boss of all muscle cars. That is a 70 Chevelle SS 396 with cowl induction. That is the iconic muscle car, along with the Pontiac GTO Judge, the Ford Mustang Mach 1 Cobra Judge, the Boss 429, 69 Camaro RSSS. These are the most iconic muscle cars in history. Whoa, 20 grand. Oh, it jumped up to 30. Oh, that's wild. That is, if that's an original, which I don't know that it is or isn't, and I don't think they have to announce it, that it is or isn't an SS. 35 G's. That's, I was going to expect 60 to 70,000.
Guys, we all through and we all done 43 grand. 3, 4.
It's at 43 grand.
45,000. I thought it was 50 grand, guys. We're right here, 45,000.
All right, now this 08 GT500 supercharged 5.4 liter V8 with 15,000 miles. Certificate, you can see supercharged, could potentially be our $35,000 flip. The problem is, these cars have gone up a lot this year. They used to be $23,000 to $28,000 to $32,000. Now I think it's going to go for more than that. Yeah, they're starting at 30 grand. Nothing else sounds like a Ford V8. That's amazing. All right, $36,000 plus an 8% buyer's fee. That's over my budget, number one. But that's also overvalued, number two. I can't be overspending just because I have the money. I need to make a profit. So I'm not going to make a profit if I overspend on a car like this. It's already kind of hard to sell going into fall/winter.
Last and final call. 10-5 coming to you. And 10 Peter Bowder again. 10,000 Peter Bowder back 5. 39.5. 10 Peter Bowder back. 10 Peter Bowder back. My soul. 10,000. Everybody, put it on what you make it be. Well, ball, burner is. 7,000 to be 7, 8,000 to be 8, 9, 30, 89, down to the 90. Here now where $39,000 more, $40,000. Now one, 41,000. And one now one here, one where 41,000. And one by one now one 41,000. And Peter divided by 5, the damn 5 gave you 5 divided by 20 Peter divided by 8 by. And 20 divided by 5, 20 Peter divided by 5, 7 half. And 7 80 divided by 3, 7 80 divided by 3, 7 80 divided by 27 back, 26. Here we go. And 5 and 7. Now 5 divided by 4 now 5, 20,000.
I'm done.
And 20 divided by 5, 20 Peter divided by 20 Peter divided by 20 Peter divided by 4 now 5, 21,000. And Peter divided by 5, 25 grand. Don't miss it. And Peter divided by 5.
That is really tempting to buy a Bentley Continental GT W12. Plus over 400 horsepower, all-wheel drive, coupe, and super comfortable for $24,500. Plus figure another $500. I could own that car for $25,500.
Come up just short there, guys. No, let's go next. Next 129.
2017 Maserati Q4. Beautiful automobile. V6 twin turbos. Caramel leather type interior.
Hold on one moment, Randy. I'm sorry. Why? We have 24,750 on the last car if you want to sell it.
That's going to be my Ferrari.
On the last car. Have 24,750. Can we sell it? Charlie, we're going to sign you up on an if sale on a phone call with confirmation. 24,750 on an if sale with approval. 232 on an if sale. All right.
That could be a mistake.
Randy, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir.
2 hours later.
I was the high bidder on that Bentley Continental GT for $24,750 on an if, meaning it's not a good sale. The seller has like 2 hours to think about it and let me know if they are or are not buying it. So I'm here finding out if we got it. I just found out we got it. Here's our Ferrari flip car of the day. To be honest with you, I'm really scared. More scared than I've been about any car throughout this whole series because we know nothing about this Bentley. And like I said about my Maseratis and Porsches, the most expensive Porsche is a cheap Porsche. I hope that's not the same for this Bentley Continental GT. I can tell you, I've always wanted one. I think this thing has over 550 horsepower in a twin-turbo W12. What is a W12? Well, it's essentially a VR6 Volkswagen engine, but 2 of them. So it looks like that kind of. Pretty neat. You're seeing this car for the first time like I am. We really didn't go through this thoroughly last night. Let's check this car out. So it's an 05 Bentley Continental GT with 100K. The cool thing about this car is they're actually meant to drive long distance. They're meant to put mileage on, so the 100K miles doesn't scare me too much. It does scare me a little bit, but not too much, because they're meant to be driven. A little bit of curb rash on the wheels that I can clean up at the shop. We can do that in-house. Body lines are straight all the way down. No dents, no dings, no scratches. Here's another great feature. Now, I was able to check the vehicle history report before actually buying this car, so I know it only has 2 owners and no accidents. Now, to own something like this, a Bentley Continental GT, you have to have money. So the previous owners must have had some type of money, which means, I hope, they did the regularly scheduled maintenance. When you start to see 4 and 5 owners, that's where you get scared. Because then people start to pass the buck. They drive it, and then they start neglecting repairs, and then they just pass it on to the next person. Then that person buys it cheaper, and the values go down, and then they neglect the repairs. So it can be really scary buying high-end cars like this, and Ferraris, and Lamborghinis, or even Mercedes, high-end Mercedes, if it's had multiple owners without service records. Now keep walking around. So far, we have no dents, no dings, no scratches. The only thing I can really see, it's not even curving, it's the paint on the wheels are kind of just fading out. That's it. So that's a good thing. I mean, it's just fade on the wheels. I don't even want to open it. Now we're great all the way to the front. I mean, this car is pretty much flawless as far as the body is concerned. We have one small spot right here. There's a paint chip that was touched up. What does this do? I've never owned a Bentley Continental. I have no idea. Is that, oh, that's how you open the hood? That was cool. So it's a 6-liter twin turbo, like I said, a W12, so it's kind of like 2 Volkswagen VR6 engines packed in here with twin turbochargers. So it's pretty amazing. The technology and engineering that went in this car is unreal. Now, I've always wanted one, so it's been on my radar for quite a while. Thought it was going to shut on its own. been on my radar for quite a while. Let's go inside. All right, good news so far is the power locks are working. It's fairly clean. I mean, it's an 05, so it's dated. We have dated GPS. We have, really, that's an Audi shift lever. So that is an Audi setup right there. Now it's Volkswagen, Audi, it's Bentley, it's Lamborghini.
Here are a few of the companies owned by Volkswagen, including obviously Porsche and Audi, but there's Bentley and Bugatti as well.
So the Lamborghinis and the Audis, like the R8, and I think it's the Huracan, are the same cars. Is it the Huracan? They're pretty much the same cars, but they're all manufactured by Volkswagen.
Lamborghini is an Italian brand and manufacturer of luxury sports cars and SUVs based in Bolognese. The company is owned by the Volkswagen Corporation through its subsidiary Audi.
So a lot of the buttons, like what you'll see right here, the font and the design is very similar to what Volkswagen and Audi would look like. That's an Audi key right there with the Bentley logo on it. How do we start it? It's an English car, so I'm assuming everything's on the wrong side. So, wow, that sounds unreal. I've never heard anything that sounds like that before. All right, we have 117,000 miles, no lights on the dash. What is this right here? What does this button do? I don't know. Accept. I should probably read the manual before I start pushing buttons. Do we have reverse? Oh, please have reverse. Good, thank you. Do we have forward? Yes, we have forward. Now here's the thing with buying cars at specialty sales like this. This car is sold red light because it has over 100,000 miles, meaning it's sold as is. Any problems, I own this thing. It's on me, I have to figure it out. And any problems with a Bentley means I have an expensive repair bill. Good, that shuts. Does this open? Oh my goodness, look at this. I hope the car is as indestructible as this cell phone. Hello. 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 This is what we used to call the Nokia brick, but a smaller version of it. Wow, that's cool. That's really funny. And here we have, I have no idea what is this? Privacy handset only. Privacy handset only. What's a privacy handset? Telephone. In 05, I don't think they had Bluetooth. So it's probably not a Bluetooth device. Look at the back seats. All right, there's more to it. So this is our $35,000 Ferrari flip. I own it for, with fees, $26,730. I own this car for $26,730. So that actually leaves about $8,000 in excess because I have $35,000 and change to spend. So we're pretty much under budget. So score. So far as a success. Let's go outside and look at it a little bit further. Now here's the problem. This is part of our Ferrari flip series. Winter's coming and I need, I'm gonna laugh saying it this way, I need a winter beater. I need something all-wheel drive that I can drive up to the ski mountains that I can put my kids in. And is there anything cooler than taking a Bentley Continental GT with my kids up to the ski mount with a set of racks on the roof?
Maybe only second to a Lamborghini with a set of racks on the roof. But my kids can't fit in that car.
That might actually be cooler than making this part of the Ferrari flip. I don't even know. But now we have to figure out how to get this thing home. So you can see all the cars here. Now I bought round-trip tickets to Virginia and back. So do I, A, fly home and have this shipped, which is probably going to cost me $600-700, or do I drive a Bentley home? I really don't know. I can't make the decision yet. I guess we have to figure out how much shipping is and then make the decision and cancel my flight. Well, it has been a long day and we have come into our first dilemma. Actually, let me introduce somebody. Bailey, my brand manager, my video editor, my producer, you have like so many roles. What else do you do?
Anything you need.
A little bit of everything. Everything YouTube related behind this camera, he does it for me. All the editing compliments you've been giving me, get forwarded to him because it happens with him. So we've already encountered our first dilemma. That car is $674 to ship. Well, actually, let me go backwards. The buyer's fee was $1,980. So a $2,000 buyer's fee added to the price of that car. So we own that car for $27,000 almost. Now to ship it is another $700. I can drive it. It's a 10-hour drive home. I can drive it, save myself probably $500 in, because of fuel and hotel or whatever. I can be home tomorrow. But there's a whole other problem. I'm new to this auction, so they won't take my checks. So I actually can't even take the car yet, and our flight's in 2 hours, so we gotta just go. So they either take the checks and I get it shipped, or they don't, and I don't buy the car. Those are the two options. So for now, we're gonna just catch our flight. We gotta get out of here. Hey there, so it's a week later, and I gotta tell you, the car showed up, and I am absolutely loving it. The only problem is, it has come with some serious headaches already. I mean, I bought it at $24,750, and I'm almost into it for 30 grand already. So make sure to stay tuned for next week, where we learn about this car. Is it a bust, or is this thing gonna kill it on our Ferrari Flip Series? I don't know, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Also, carflipping101.com and startyourdealership.com launched this week. Both were a success. I am so pumped to show you guys all the real detailed secrets, and it's step by step. So I take your hand and I walk you from A to Z. I'm really excited for it. There's so much more into it than what I have in these YouTube videos, which I really enjoy doing, and nothing's going to change here. But I really put a lot of time invested into Car Flipping 101 and StartYourDealership.com. So it's not just how to get your dealer's license, it's everything you need to know about running a car dealership successfully. Now keep in mind, one mistake can be more costly than the purchase of the program. And it's also a fast forward guide, so you can learn by my mistakes, and everything that took me 15 years to learn how to do, you can learn in this course in steps. It's amazing. And maybe you don't want your dealer's license. Maybe you just want to flip cars on the side for fun, but do it legally. I also have a less expensive program that teaches you how to do that. So go check out the links down below for those, both carflipping101.com and startyourdealership.com. You can also click these videos right here to catch up on previous videos or best recommended videos for you guys. So for now, I'll see you guys all later. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. And in the next few videos, we're going to learn about that Bentley Continental GT. I'll see y'all later. Adios.